How to Identify the Perfect Co-Founder, written by Julia Austin, published by Harvard Business Review magazine in its July to August 2025 issue. One of the first and most important decisions entrepreneurs make is whether to go it alone or bring on co-founders. Many investors favor startups with multiple founders, believing that a team reduces business risk by diversifying skills, sharing responsibilities, and preventing burnout. But forcing a co-founder relationship can do more harm than good. Research by entrepreneurship expert Noam Wasserman and others shows that conflict within the founding team is one of the primary reasons high-potential startups fail. The author's research and experience have revealed that when a great match happens, it can be magic, but like any marriage, a co-founder relationship should not be entered into rashly. Before embarking on a courtship process, it's important to first assess whether you need a co-founder at all. There is conflicting data on the correlation between a co-founding team and a successful outcomes. When deciding whether to bring on a co-founder, you should evaluate whether you have unmet needs in three key areas: partnership, to brainstorm with, expertise, and experience. If you decide, after applying the lenses above, that you need and want a co-founder, whether it's at the inception of your venture or later on, do not rush the process. Finding the right co-founder is not as difficult as finding a life partner, but it's close. It's a courtship, and despite the urgency you may feel, it is critical to think carefully about what you want in a co-founder and spend time nurturing prospective relationships. Certainly, patience seems to pay off. 60% of the co-founders the author surveyed with successful startups, those that had been operating for more than 3 years and had raised funding through a Series B, the point at which product market fit has been established and investors expect rapid growth, had spent more than 12 months working together or interacting in other capacities before starting their venture. Approximately 25% of them had been former colleagues or were personal friends, suggesting that prior relationships are conducive to scaling a startup. Drawing on her experience working with, investing in, and advising startups, the author has identified a set of best practices for selecting a co-founder. Even if you had one in a previous startup, the process can still be valuable as you think about the distinctive needs of your current venture. Conduct a listening tour. Describe in writing what you're looking for in a partner. Choose half a dozen people to date. Test the relationship in various situations. Have vulnerable conversations, have a prenup conversation, and meet each other's partners, families, and friends. Once you've found your ideal partner, the hard work is just beginning. As you dig in, it can be easy to forget to nurture the relationship. Without routine check-ins and alignment discussions, co-founding teams can devolve into resentment and conflict. Not only do the co-founders suffer, but tension can spread to team members and raise red flags for investors. Here are a few ways to foster a strong co-founding team. A. Set regular co-founder team meetings, ideally 2 sessions a week, to talk about strategy and the direction of the business and to air any concerns about the relationship. B. Spend time together outside work at least once a month to deepen your trust and personal connection. This is especially important if you work remotely. The deeper the connection, the easier it will be to handle stressful situations. Respect boundaries to make sure there's clarity around decision making and to avoid stepping on toes. And C. Hire a coach to work with you as individuals and together as a co-founding team. It's much easier to talk through challenges with an expert when things are just simmering than when an issue has come to a full boil. 3 key takeaways from the article. 1. One of the first and most important decisions entrepreneurs make is whether to go it alone or bring on co-founders. When deciding whether to bring on a co-founder, you should evaluate whether you have unmet needs in 3 key areas: partnership, expertise, and experience. 2. If you decide after applying the lenses above that you need and want a co-founder, a set of best practices for selecting a co-founder are: conduct a listening tour, describe in writing what you're looking for in a partner, choose half a dozen people to date, test the relationship in various situations, have vulnerable conversations, have a prenuptial conversation, and meet each other's partners, families, and friends. 3. Once you have found your ideal partner, the hard work is just beginning. Here are a few ways to foster a strong co founding team. Set regular co founder meetings, ideally 2 sessions a week. Spend time together outside work at least once a month. And hire a coach to work with you as individuals and together as a co founding team.
5 strategies successful side hustlers use to create full-time businesses. Written by Shukinder Singh Cassidy, published by Entrepreneur on July 8, 2025. Whether it's earning extra money for life expenses, building an emergency fund, testing out a new business idea, or pursuing a hobby, the number of people with a side gig is growing and fast. That trend continues to grow with the next generation of entrepreneurs. More than two-thirds, 67% of Gen Z started their business as side gigs compared to less than half of boomer generation, 48%. So how can you lay a strong foundation for a smooth transition and prepare yourself for financial and business success while managing your business efficiently? Take these 5 advices. 1. Treat it like a real business from day one. As we know, many side gigs start out as a passion, and therefore, financial management may not be a strong skill for every founder. As such, it's important to keep personal and business finances separate and streamlined in different buckets for tax purpose. One option is to set up a corporate entity to keep your side gig separate from your personal affairs. If finance isn't your forte, utilizing online accounting software is one way to keep finances in check by creating routines and structure. 2. When to go full time. Every journey from side hustle to growing your business full time is different. Having checklist in place can help assess the risk of to determine whether it's time to make the leap and also help you explore your intrinsic motivation once this becomes all you do. Consider practical things like what about the business is succeeding and why? Is there more demand out there for the service you provide than you can fulfill part time? How do you envision marketing your service and will it require any investment? Is your business income consistently replacing or nearing your current full time job salary? Do you have 3 to 6 months saving in place as a buffer? And deeper question like if you like this side hustle full time, would it still be fun? Would it give more or less satisfaction than your current gig? What parts of your side hustle give you energy and what drains your energy? How much of each will you have to do if it's a full-time job? Answering practical and deeper questions for yourself help you make a more informed decision about taking a leap like this. Don't have the answer to the deeper question? Think about someone who knows you well, a family member or long-time friend to help you reflect on you and talk things through without judgment. 3. Develop a tailor-board business plan. No matter the size of your business, developing an outside in market view of your business category and then a roadmap can enable entrepreneurs to grow with a sense of purpose. Research shows that nearly half, 49% of small business owners cite self-doubt or fear of failure as a top challenge when starting out. Building a framework helps to define what success looks like when ensuring system can support future growth and expansion. Make sure you start with the market you're serving and where it's growing and how your business fits in. Consider the value of business ideas brings to customers, the market demand, and how to differentiate your business from competitors. Then identify goals and key milestones for the next 6 to 12 months. This could include hitting revenue benchmarks, launching a website, or gaining your first 10 clients. 4. Prioritize cash flow management early. Issues can sneak up fast if you are not prepared or actively monitoring what's coming in and what's going out. There is often a gap between spending and making money, especially when there is a need to invest in new business growth or marketing before seeing any income. Other challenges can include forgetting to account for hidden costs like subscription or website fees, packaging, and taxes. In order to maintain healthy cash flow and build resilience against any future economic uncertainties, small businesses should also prioritize strategies that encourage their customers to pay promptly. 5. Grow smarter, not harder. Making the transition from a side gig to a full time business can sometimes feel like a lonely journey, especially if you're running your business solo. Leaning on other small business owners, a friend you can confide in, accountants and bookkeepers, technology, and engaging in a community of others facing similar challenges can allow business owners to grow smarter. Three key takeaways from the article. One, whether it's earning extra money for life expenses, building an emergency fund, testing out a new business idea, or pursuing a hobby, the number of people with a side gig is growing and fast. Two, whatever the reason for starting one, there often comes a time when that weekend or late night side hustle is ready for the next level to evolve into a thriving and lucrative business. According to one study, 60% of small businesses start as side gigs. The trend continued to grow with the next generation of entrepreneurs. More than two-thirds of Gen Z started their businesses as side gigs compared to less than half of the boomer generations. Three, so how can you lay a strong foundation for a smooth transition and prepare yourself for financial and business success while managing your business efficiently? Five advices. Treat it like a real business from day one. Know when to go full time, develop a tailored business plan, prioritize cash flow management early, and grow smarter, not harder.